Good evening, everybody. Sorry I'm running a couple minutes late. Just walked in the door. Literally, wind blowing in the door. It's terrible out there. But I'm here, and I had an amazing afternoon. Some good news at my doctor's appointment. And not only that, some good food at Cracker Barrel. So, sorry if I'm a minute or two late, but I appreciate y'all letting me come on just a little bit later than normal. I knew I wasn't going to get out of my doctor's appointment in time. That was a given. But I wasn't sure. And the wind was doing some serious things on the interstate. I chose to take the interstate home. And that was moving me around just a little bit and causing all sorts of struggle with steering and things. But we got home and we're good. I got to move this light behind me. A little bit too much light. There we go. That looks better. So how is everybody? Like I said, I just walked in the door. Didn't get a chance to do much of anything besides show up. So here I am. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope to see all of you, many of you on tonight with me. So today, I'm going to share an account that happened to me this week that I just really never thought about much until I started working in mental health. And now things hit me a lot differently than they used to. And I start thinking about things a bit more. Start worrying about things a bit more. Start trying to figure things out a bit more. Sorry about that light behind me. I can't seem to get rid of it. Anyway, so today I'm going to talk about what kind of happened to me this weekend. You ever get in one of those times you just feel blah? You just feel blah. You're doing good, you're working, you're taking care of the kids, the family, the house, the ministry, yourself, whatever. But you just really don't feel like doing anything. And if you do, you just go through the motions. I went through that just recently here, and I want to share with you what I discovered. Hi, I'm Sue Barnhart. I'm one of the ministers at the Worship Center here in Northern Illinois. And this is Friday's Hope, a place where I share hope for everyone, everywhere, in every situation. And this hope can be used every day of your life. So I just kind of went through the blahs. I had a time at the beginning of the week that I was just kind of didn't want to do anything. It would have been okay with me to just stay in bed. You know, you need help, I thought. So I thought it was just because I was tired. I had a very busy, wonderful weekend with two very busy grandchildren. I didn't do a lot physically, but I did. And I love my grandchildren, but boy, they have a lot of energy. So we went to church, and then we went to the playground, then we went to one of the grandchildren's father's house because he has a trampoline, and there was a million questions and lots of candy and food and lunch, etc., etc. So they were all picked up about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I was tired. I realized that, so I didn't do much Sunday night. And the next day I rested. I took a nap, just chilled at home for a while. But the blahs didn't go away. So then I was wondering, am I coming down with something? Because sometimes that's the way I feel just before I come down with some kind of virus. And there are so many different viruses floating around right now. But that wasn't true, too, either. Then I thought, well, I ask myself the questions I ask you. What have I been feeding my mind? What have I been watching on TV or social media? Really, as I was thinking through, there wasn't anything different, nor was there anything really depressing. In fact, I started seeking funny little reels on different social media, and which made me laugh. I enjoyed them, but the blahs were still there. I continued in my quiet time, reading my Bible, listening to my worship music, praying, and while all that helped, the blahs were still there in the background. Still kind of just, just no, I almost felt numb. I almost felt like I don't have any feeling about anything or anybody. I just was blah. So about 4 days passed, which is never good, but about 4 days passed. And, I continued doing all I had. And so after the 4 days, I started doing some things different. And these are things we can all do that we should do when we're struggling with some blahs or mental health days that aren't as good, mental health days that aren't as good as they should be. So I'm going to share with you some of the things I did. First, and this is all stuff that I share with you guys, I took note of how I was feeling. And in other words, I paid attention to me and what was going on with me, how long it had been going on. It's not like me to be down in the dumps for very long. So I knew something was going on with me, so I took inventory of my mental health. That's important, guys. It's important that you take inventory of your mental health, of what you're thinking about, what you're doing, what you're feeding your mind. How many times have I said, what are you feeding your mind? It's so important to know that. It's so important to know you're feeding your mind life and hope. But it's important to take inventory. So that's what I did. I took inventory. I realized I had been kind of down in the dumps since Sunday, which is odd because, hello, I love church. I love praise and worship. I love having my grandkids. I mean, it's a day that I absolutely loved, yet here I am, blah. That didn't make sense. So number 2, when I prayed, I specifically asked God what was going on with me, to show me what was going on, and then I trusted in faith that he was going to give me the wisdom to know what to do, or the person to go to talk to. If it had gone on anymore, I would have sought somebody to talk to. I would talk to my pastor, therapist, or whatever. I would have talked to somebody to find out, to get some help. I know better, and I hope you do too, to not let these episodes keep dragging on or keep saying, oh, it'll be okay, or keep saying, yeah, it's just a phase. Sometimes you need some extra help. Go find somebody to talk to. So I prayed, I took inventory of my mental health. I prayed, I specifically asked God what was going on with me and to show me what was going on. Then I trusted in faith that he was going to give me the wisdom to know what to do. Do you trust God? When you ask, do you trust? It says to ask and then have faith that you'll receive. Do you have faith that you're going to receive? There's some people that will say they believe in God and then turn right around and say something contrary or act something contrary. And we all struggle with faith. Let me tell you, I do. I was just talking to my friend that went to my appointment with me about how sometimes it's difficult for us to realize that God's going to take care of a situation before he takes care of the situation. So we all struggle. But I made that decision to pray and believe in faith that he was going to answer the request. I took inventory of how well I was eating. Was I maintaining a healthy diet? For the most part, I do on a daily basis, but sometimes I fall off the wagon of healthy and fall in the wagon of junk food. Anybody ever do that? Junk food? I love junk food. I really do. That's why it's not in my house. If it was, I would be eating it, and so it's not in my house. So, I took inventory of my diet, made sure, I wasn't on the junk food wagon. What happened the day I had my grandchildren, because what every good grandmother does is get pizza and root beer floats and M&Ms and orange pop while they play at the park. And I may have imbibed in some of that as well. Because, of course, I love all of that stuff. That's wonderful to me. But that was only one day, so it didn't make sense that the feeling of down in the dumps or the feeling of sad was related to that, because the next day I was eating what I normally eat. And I was still struggling. This doesn't make sad. This doesn't make sense, sorry. I asked myself if I was getting enough rest. Having two very active, wonderful grandchildren for the day is a little harder on me now that I'm in my 70s than it was when I was younger. But I'd gotten the extra rest I needed. I did that on purpose. I know I was going to be tired from having my grandchildren, so I made that room, that space for that for me. So I knew that was going to be a problem, and I knew after a couple of days I'd be okay. And here we are on day 4, and I'm still in the blahs. So I'm doing all the things that I've told everybody to do. And this is going to be short tonight because I never really planned on having a long lesson. I just wanted to share real quick tonight. So I'm doing all the things that I've told everybody to do. I took inventory of my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health. They all seemed to be in good order. So what in the world was going on with me? So Tuesday night comes around. Now we're in Tuesday night. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days. And that's really unusual for me to kind of be blah for 3 or 4 days. So Tuesday night, we have Bible study at my church, the worship center. Great study, lots of interaction online and from people that are in the church. Lots of love, lots of fun, and I was still blah. But just before Bible study, a friend of mine needed to talk to me, so we went to my office, talked very briefly because we were about to start the study, and she turned and asked me how I was doing and mentioned that I had been looking wore out and stressed. She encouraged me to take care of myself, and I assured her that I would. I was out. I walked my first mile outside. Now that we have decent weather, I'm eating right. I'm going to my exercise classes. I'm getting the rest and sleep I need. I'm filling my mind with as many positive things as I can. I'm doing all the things. But she looked at me and she encouraged me to take care of myself. I assured her that I was. But then she said something. Then she said, do something for yourself. That hit a little different. Those words hit a little different. Do something for yourself. Now, when she said, take care of yourself, that's all that other stuff, which I talk about all the time, which is important. But sometimes you still have blah days. But she said, do something for yourself. So we had to get into Bible study. I went up to the sound booth to start doing all the things we do for Bible study to make sure we're online. Set up to post scriptures online. All the equipment, to get all the equipment going, what was supposed to be going on. And as I was doing this, one ad came up on my laptop. We run 2 laptops on Tuesday night. Came up on my laptop about a store that I actually enjoy going to. It's a thrift store here in town. And I love to shop at this. I I don't know why. It's just a great store. I think it's one of the greatest thrift stores we have. In fact, my daughter from Mississippi says, "Mom, while you're at the Lighting Center, would you see if they have?" And I'll go and I'll get all the stuff she wants, and then I ship it down to her because they don't have a Lighting Center down there. They don't have hardly any thrift stores where she lives. So I'm shipping boxes of stuff for the kids or for the house they're building or for anything else. She loves the store up here. And when she comes up to visit me, she'll go to the Lighting Center. Nowhere else. She wants to go to the Lighting Center. Her fiance many times goes, "Oh no, are we going to have enough room in the car for the rest of us?" "Sure, not a problem." Well, maybe it is. Anyway, I love the Lighting Center. I love going there. I don't always have to buy things. Sometimes I like to just look around. But that got me to thinking. I haven't had a chance to go because I've always been busy doing things, or I'm extremely tired and didn't want to go anywhere, including doing the things I love. Hear that? I hadn't had the chance to go because I was always busy doing things, or I was so very tired. I didn't want to go anywhere. And that hit me. I hadn't taken the opportunity to do what I love to do. It's okay to do those things. So it hit me. It was like God put that ad there to show me that while I had done all the things that we're supposed to do to take care of ourselves, I didn't do anything fun just for me. Let me repeat that. I had done all the things, and I am doing all the things to take care of myself, but I hadn't done anything fun for me. As soon as I heard that, in my head, it dawned on me that I hadn't had anything, I hadn't gone out and done anything fun. For my life, fun is going to this thrift store. Fun is finding a sale somewhere. Fun is lots of different things. Face it, most of what we do to take care of ourselves is a bit of work. It's a bit of work to exercise. It's a bit of work to eat right. I'd rather eat junk food than eat right. I have to make decisions every day. It's a bit of work to read scripture and pray. I'd rather just sit and stare or read a good novel sometimes. It's a bit of work to feed our mental health healthy things. So I think part of taking care of our mental health should be to do something fun. So first of all, when I heard that, and when I saw that ad, and I felt like I understood I hadn't done anything fun for myself, I thought, that's it. That's the answer. And my blahs immediately went away. It was like they were lifted off my shoulders. So I think part of taking care of our mental health should be doing something fun, something that will make you happy. But what I didn't realize is I had to prepare myself to do the fun things as well. I had to make the time. I had to rest up for it. Me being older takes me a little more energy to do things. I had to plan it. When am I going to do it? This thrift store I'm talking about is only open one day a week and the first Saturday of the month. When am I going to do it? I had to plan it. I had to plan on having fun for myself. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. Used to be when I was younger, I'd just pick up and go. But when I was younger, I wasn't a minister. When I was younger, I didn't have responsibilities. When I was younger, I wasn't working a job, or if I was, I could still go out after that job and do those fun things. There's a whole lot of things that have changed in my life. So rather than just not doing it, I have to now think through on how to do those fun things for myself, to have just a good time for myself. So another realization of mine is that now I'm older, I have to start preparing to have fun. And having fun is an important part of mental health. Also, what I'm talking about, having fun, doing things that'll help you stay healthy, that you won't regret the next day. There's a lot of fun things out there to do, but some of them you're going to regret the next day. Let's keep our mental health healthy by doing the things that are going to give us joy and are going to make fun, and we're going to have fun and not regret anything the next day. Having fun also means you're not going to hurt yourself or others or use others. Having fun just means that. It's that simple. Just having fun. That's all. Another part of the mental health journey is the disappointment of frustration that I wasn't able to do the things I love or have fun doing. And that's a real struggle for some folks because they really can't do what they used to do or what they love to do. I would encourage you to not stop just because you can't find something else you would love to do. There's a lot of things you can't do anymore. Maybe there's a lot of things you don't want to do anymore. Okay, that's fine. Find something you do like to do. Find something you can do. I'm not going to be riding roller coasters now. I used to love riding them. Taught my kids how to ride the Tilt-A-Whirl. I just love that stuff. Not anymore. I do, however, love taking my grandkids to the carnival and watching them play on the rides. But in order to do that, I have to plan that in my life. So I found a different way to do it. There are 100 different ways with the internet, TV, all the programs in your local area. There's 100 things. Even playing a game of cards with your neighbor. Even, grabbing a pizza with your neighbor. Whatever. Find something you like to do. If you don't like or can't do what you used to do, okay. Find something you do like to do. Find something fun. I would encourage you to not stop just because you can't find, but something else that you would love to do that makes you happy. And like I said, between all the things we have, there's so many ways that we can find something fun to do. And during the warmer months, there's plenty of things we can do, regardless of our physical, mental, or emotional health. There's a ton of things that happen in our small little town during this time of the year. They're starting to already happen. We have a St. Patrick's Day parade sometime this month. Now, I don't necessarily like that, so I probably won't go to it. They have the parade, and they have the corned beef and cabbage dinner, and the whole 9 yards. That's not my thing. Some people love it. I don't. And I know that about myself. But what I would love to do maybe is get together with a couple of Irish folks and have dinner. Not necessarily corned beef and cabbage. I don't like it. Sorry, yes, I am Irish. No, I don't like it. But maybe get together and play some cards or do something different. So there's a plethora of stuff we can do to have fun. Find what makes you happy. As long as it doesn't harm you or others, pursue it as often as possible. And if you're wondering, yes, I did take an extra nap the day before and the next day when my favorite thrift store was open. I was there. I spent about an hour there, found and bought 2 bags of clothes for a really cheap price, and most of them were brand new. When I got to the thrift store, I didn't go in saying, I'm going to buy this or that, because I have more than enough stuff. Believe me, I have more than enough stuff. What I do is go in and just take my time and look and see if anything is there that I want to buy that makes me happy, and I think, ooh, I really like that, and then I buy it. But I also limit myself because I have more than enough stuff. I do not need a whole lot more stuff, but because I'm losing weight, I do need clothing, and they had some really pretty brand new clothing that was in my size. And that's hard to do considering I'm only 4'11". I also had to limit myself because I have a limited budget. So therefore, I limit. But the limit isn't a bad thing because I'm getting to do what I love to do, and that's go through this store and just see everything they have. And yes, as soon as I realized that my lack of doing anything fun for myself was the reason I was feeling so down, it lifted my spirits. But then being able to actually do that thing, make a plan, do that thing, then go to that thrift store and go shopping, completed my mental health struggle. I feel fine. In fact, I feel better than I have in the last 3 days. Well, more than 3 now. I feel great. What do you want to do fun? What can you do to have fun? What can you do to make yourself happy? Again, make sure it's not going to harm you. It's not going to harm anybody else. You're not going to have regrets the next morning. And you're just going to have fun. Just fun. Remember when you were a kid, you rode your bike just because it felt good to feel the wind in your face. That's simple. Simple fun. So I want to encourage you today to look for something that makes you happy. Making sure it doesn't harm you or someone else. Make plans to do it. Make sure it's something that you can do physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, that will help you be happy. There's a lot of people that do things and they say they're having fun, but they go home broke, or they aren't very happy after they left. That's not it. Do something that just makes you happy. So I'm not going to share all the psychological or scripture things tonight. I just wasn't planning on doing that. I just want to share my story of a brief moment of some mental health problems. How I was aware of it, made myself aware of it, and then started the journey on how to find out what it was, figure it out, and then take care of it. That's all this is. It really is that simple sometimes. Again, talking to somebody, then that conversation between my friend and I wasn't even about me, or wasn't even about, what's wrong with me. She needed to talk about what's going on with her. But she said those words that God used for me to understand that I just need to have fun. So I'm not going to share all the psychological or scriptural things like I usually do. I'm just going to share a couple of scriptures. Proverbs 15:13. A merry heart makes a cheerful countenance. That's part of that verse. And then Proverbs 17:22. A merry heart does good like a medicine. And it's true. It's true. It really did help me. It did help me feel better. So find and do something that makes you happy this week. As always, if you feel you want to hurt yourself or others, please, please, please reach out to God, ask for help, and reach out to others. God has designed so many people to help, and there is one for you. Call the suicide hotline, 988. Your pastor, your doctor, someone. Reach out if you're really, really struggling. You don't and you shouldn't do life alone. Let me say that again. You don't and you shouldn't do life alone. Reach out. And I know reaching out is hard, but you can even ask God to help you reach out. We were born and meant to reach out. We are supposed to walk with other people. We weren't supposed to do this alone. We're supposed to reach out and get help. Do something fun to this week. Add comments to the Friday's Hope Facebook page. Hit the follow button on there. I'm only 7 follows short of being able to go live on that. So if you haven't already, hit follow on that page and keep praying for us. Those are the best 2 ways that you can help this Friday's Hope. I thank you for listening. I thank you that you're going to find something fun to do. I love y'all. I'm praying for you. God bless you.